Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, and this is the morning market preparation video for October 8th, 2018. So, hey everyone, sorry to have been gone for a few days. Picked up a lot of great information, and I'll be sharing some of that as we go along here over the next few weeks and months ahead. Let's take a look here at the diamonds. Clearly, the caution that have been talking about for a while really finally manifested itself here with a significant sell-off. And we have an interesting contradiction here in the indexes. So first off, let's take a look here at the diamonds. First, the diamonds, we see we did fail back through that breakout high. And at the same time, we did fail. Now, you could draw this trend just a little bit differently. There's probably a little bit of subjectiveness in that trend, but the diamonds did happen to fail that support level or trend, and holding on to this support right here is pretty darn important. So we have a pattern that's really not really not very nice, to tell you the truth, breaking the trend. But I got to tell you, the diamonds have held up remarkably well in the selling. So the diamonds are showing the potential that we could recover. Simple recovery, just pop right back above there, hold it as support, and move on through is all we need to do if we can hold on to this level. Now, this morning we're looking at a gap down open. Now, Asian markets and European markets were under pressure overnight. And as you can see, we're gapping down this morning, and we're gapping down here in the Dow, down in this area, right around this support area. So we'll want to watch this closely. There is, I think, the possibility of a bounce today. A little bit of a bounce. I wouldn't suggest it will be a great big bounce. I wouldn't suggest that you want to anticipate that bounce, because we certainly could see follow-through selling. Remember, fear is relatively high at the moment, and we could see follow-through selling. But I do think we have the potential for a bounce after that gap this morning. Just watch that closely, because that bounce doesn't have to amount to much of anything. It could actually end up being nothing more than a bit of a consolidation before we continue to move lower. So don't be making any big anticipation of a great big move up. Watch and wait for good price action here to occur. So some of the contradiction now comes here. If we take a look at the SPY ended up holding at a pretty important price support here on Friday. That is also a somewhat bullish sign. And then we have a broken downtrend, and truly a pattern that is not bullish. You know, we have a double top high pattern here in the SPY. So that failure here, any rally back would be suspect. We could run up toward these resistance levels or move back up. We would watch for the potential of failure patterns up in these levels as we try to rally or bounce back up. So watch that there. Keep in mind, SPY experiencing a lower high followed by a lower low is now technically in a downtrend for the short term. So watch that closely. A little bit of oddness going on here in the market, and then we just keep getting worse. If we take a look at the Qs really got taken to the woodshed here last week and ended up bouncing back up. I'm just going to straighten or pull this line out here just a little bit. We tried to find some support right in here by the close of Friday, but let's look at this clearly. If we look at our 50-day moving average, we sliced right through that 50-day moving average, creating some significant technical damage here in the Qs. Now, of course, it can recover, but certainly there's going to be some work here. We broke this trend. We created almost the perfect double top, followed by a new low. So not a good sign here for the market. Some major technical damage, and any rally back toward a resistance level, we should watch that closely for the potential of that failure pattern to move us on down. So watch that closely. Let's take a look at the IWM. Now the poor IWM, really got hammered, pushing itself all the way down to the 200-day moving average, really giving up support levels, giving up an awful lot. We gave up the longer term trend here, we gave up the shorter term trend, and failing sharply down here to the 200. Now we do have a price support right here. If you notice, we've stretched that across there. Isn't it amazing how price action does that? We find that price support and almost, notice here, almost to the penny, find that price support and we bounce. So let's keep an eye on this. Any kind of rally back, we have to watch these price levels that are just above. Watch them for the potential of resistance. So any of these price levels up in here will likely provide a little bit of resistance for IWM bouncing back. So any rally up into these areas, we'll want to watch closely for the potential of more failure to the downside. Now let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX obviously spiked up here, and you guys have heard me talk about this quite a bit, that we were maybe seeing a little bit of complacency here in the market. We held that low support level and we bounced up, and for a little bit of time here on Friday, popped through that resistance area right here. We do have a couple other resistance areas in here. Popped up into that range. Now, so far, that is held as resistance, and we want to see that continue to hold. But remember this right back here in February, when we get this steep rally up, we had a couple of days of pullback, and then fear really came into the market. So please keep in mind, this may not be over yet. We could see a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a pullback, and then still see some additional selling come in. So watch that close. Let's take a look at T2122. That T2122 is the 4-week new high, new low ratio. And if we take a look at this, we do have some signs here to support this idea that I suggested of a bounce today. And we've pushed down in here into this bullish reversal zone. However, also keep in mind, we can stay down here for a while. We don't initially or immediately have to just bounce back up. So with this gap down this morning, I would suspect T2122 is going to be down here toward that extreme sold level down in here for the very short term and suggesting a bounce. But as I showed you right back over here, that bounce could be rather shallow, and we could move right back down. So watch that closely. This doesn't necessarily mean to just anticipate a rally and jump in with both feet, seeing only bullishness here. That's not what this suggests at all. It just suggests we're reaching that place where we want to watch for that bullish reversal. So stay focused on that price action, as always, looking for that reversal. So in here, we do certainly have some room yet to move down, but we have plenty of room to move up. So kind of favor the chance that we may rally just a little bit here in the very near future. So watch that price action closely. Hey, on the earnings calendar today, we don't have much of anything going on. When taking a look at the earnings calendar, we just have 6 companies reporting, none of which would be anything that I would suspect likely to move the market around at all. Probably like USAT. You can see a $7 stock, and it's been falling hard, could bounce. Obviously, if you own these companies, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to these earnings results. But other than that, I don't think there'll be anything in these earnings results today to really move the market around or give the market any incentive one way or another. And then on the economic calendar, we have a really light day with only one economic report here on the calendar, and that is the TD Ameritrade IMX report. Never expected to move the market around, so watch that closely. As a matter of fact, we have a pretty light economic calendar week. So with very few earnings and a light calendar week, the market could be subject to, will be subject to its own devices and could be subject to swinging around on political news as well. So watch that closely. So with that, everyone, hey, I want to wish you all a fantastic day. I want to wish you great profits. And if this is the first time you've seen these videos, please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow me button on Facebook. Click those thumbs up buttons and drop a comment. I truly do appreciate that. And everyone, always know that these videos are not meant, they don't make me any money. I do this to try and help other traders do a little bit better with their market preparation. If you find them helpful, please feel free to share those with any friends and family. Everyone, I want to wish you all a fantastic day, and I want to wish you all great profits. And just be a little bit cautious and careful today. Watch those signals. Don't rush in or chase. Anything is really possible here, and we honestly could see more selling. So even though I kind of suspect a bit of a bounce after that gap down open, it may not occur. So don't anticipate that. With that, everyone, have an awesome day. We'll talk to you all very, very soon, bright and early, Tuesday morning. Take care now.